All right, electron configurations. We'll start with A, so nitrogen. Remember that for all of these, we're pretending helium is actually here when we're counting our spaces rather than there. So to get to nitrogen, we start in the first row, go through 2 spaces on the S. There's nothing else in the S block, so then we go to the second row, S block, 2 spaces, so 2s2. Now we're here, still in the second row, P block, we go 1, 2, 3 spaces to land on nitrogen. For part B, so tungsten, which is all the way down here, luckily at least we get to use the shortcut. So the noble gas before it, if we go up a row and all the way over, is xenon. So I would start with xenon in brackets. Then that puts me on the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th row. After xenon, I'm now on the 6th row. The S block has 2 spaces. Now that I've gotten to this light gray square, I'm actually jumping down to the F block. Remember, it's actually only 14 spaces because one of those belongs up where that gray square was. But we call it 4F14. For the F block, even though we're in the 6th row, we use a number 2 smaller, so 4. Then we come back to here. We're in the 6th row, but since we're about to enter the D block, we use a 5. D block is always 1 less than the row we're in. When we're counting in the D block, we do actually count this light gray square here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we would say 5D4. Okay, for part C, lead +2 with a shortcut. Lead is all the way down at the bottom. Not all the way down, I guess. The shortcut, the noble gas before it is xenon, so we'd start with xenon. And I'm actually going to write out just lead, not +2, and then we'll deal with what that +2 does to it. After xenon, we are now in the 6th row. S block has 2 spaces. Then again, 4F14, just like in the last one. 5D10, because the D block stops there. And then to get to lead, we'd actually also have 6s2 after that. All right, that should say P2. Lead +2 means we are losing 2 electrons, and we're going to lose them from our outermost shell, which in this case is actually the 6p2. So we would lose those and be done. And for the last one, nickel +1, no shortcut. So finding nickel first, right there. No shortcuts, we're starting at the very beginning. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3d8.
Now, since it's nickel +1 that we're working with, that means we need to lose 1 electron. We lose it from the outermost shell, which even though we wrote this last, the 4th shell is actually outside of the 3rd shell. So we would remove 1 electron from here and change that to 4s1.